Hello, this is Tittle. There were many comments, possibly because the silhouette was too simple. This is the silhouette I posted in the community. I usually just skim over most jokes, but this time there was a comment that really surprised me. It made me want to ask how someone could have such an imagination. Chairman Lee Geun-sil, IU's Uncle Fan, is the answer. He was often hit during the UCC days and nearly called Daegun, but his abilities are actually outstanding. The series is 2001, but he showed 2002 style combo moves first. It's a relief he's a boss, not playable. Let's examine Chairman Lee Geun-sil closely. Before looking at Mr. Lee Geun-sil's strengths, let's first examine his serious flaws. Mr. Lee Geun-sil is a character who can't perform breakfall techniques. Mr. Lee Geun-sil has an odd flaw. A hitbox appears when he uses breakfall techniques. The central processing unit rarely uses breakfalls, but if you keep doing them, you can land infinite combos. Even without breakfall techniques, this character isn't pushed back much, so they're unnecessary. This is A with incredible performance. Since it's a Yaki move, of course it activates quickly, but the reach is just insane. I chose some basic moves with good reach and hitboxes, but still couldn't beat Mr. Lee Geun-sil's insane hitbox. In the arcade version, Lee Geun-hee's basic move lacks separate long-range and close-range versions. Almost all moves can be cancelled with these fast, powerful basic moves. The scary thing about A is that this isn't the end. Many thought only the wire was overpowered, but even with just A, you can defeat a 2-striker. B has a very long reach with an impressive hitbox and fast activation. You can see its insane performance just by looking at the hitbox. Hydern's standing attack has a pretty long reach, even longer than B. It has fast startup, great reach, and is a basic move that can be cancelled. Even when B hits from near max range in the video, you can still land moves like this. Doing an infinite combo with the wire is simplest, and even at max range, you can still land a brutal. Honestly, you could call this combo a meter waste. B's cancel timing is very short, making it hard to use. Next is the terrifying C. Maybe the developer got lazy since A's motion, startup frames, and hitbox are identical. The only differences are the damage and the situation after the move. During Lee Geun's shoot, the hand is high, so it often misses crouching opponents. Just mashing the C button can cause huge damage. You can alternate with the A button, and if timed well, this basic move can be a finishing blow. Shido has the advantage that all of his moves can be cancelled, so as long as your decision making is quick, he's practically invincible. It's good the central processing unit isn't great at basic move cancels. D shares motion and startup frames with B. Since it uses the same hitbox as B, it boasts insane reach and priority. Its natural specs make it useful for zoning, even for computers. It's a solid basic move. But D doesn't combo from rapid hits. It seems like this is Geun-sil Lee's last bit of conscience. But the fact that all skills can be cancelled hasn't changed. Since all skills are safe, even if only blocked, they don't need to hit. You can also use Gen Rich as a finisher after repeatedly using basic attacks. It's an ultra high performance seal. It's slightly faster than regular characters' basic attacks, but for a CD, its frames are extremely quick. Lee Geun-sil's CD doesn't just hit once like most characters, it actually hits twice, and the damage is insane. It's so unreasonable that it loses all sense of fairness and shows the peak of one-sided attacks. A wild benefit of the CD's double hit is the first hit can cause guard damage. Dealing guard damage with basic moves is standard for any STS executives. Since the hitbox of the first hit is set quite high, it can also be used as an anti-air. Honestly, you probably won't use it as an anti-air, but I showed it as an example of its crazy performance. The advantage of the CD isn't just its zoning or priority, but it really shines when used as a guard cancel. Since it's a 2-hit normal, if you cancel from the first hit, you can combo without knocking the opponent down. Guard cancel CD is a technique that's very easy to land. You can even connect it to a climax super. Guarding still gives Mr. Lee Geun-sil an advantage in the game. It was such a hassle to make. All jump attacks use the same motion for A, B, C, and D. Even more ridiculous, all the hitboxes are the same, and A, B, C, and D perform identically. This could actually be an advantage, depending on your view. The light normal has a wide attack range, and the heavy normal has very fast startup frames. Against big-bodied characters, you can use attack properties to create a cross-up, but it's nearly impossible to land a cross-up on regular characters. Even if you land a cross-up, the hit point is so high that following up with a combo is hard. Mr. Lee Geun-sil is invincible and doesn't need to jump, so it doesn't matter. The only possible jump attack needed is a rising overhead. Startup speed is always the same, so just use the strong version. This jump seal uses the same motion and hitbox as the basic move. When it hits, the opponent can't tech and it activates very quickly. The attack's hitbox lasts long, so early use still lands a hit. Negative Genesis is a common move because it's effective even for the central processing unit. The hitbox matches that of the standing CD. It bounces opponents on hit, letting you start an air combo. Even airborne opponents can be relaunched. This move momentarily opens the opponent's guard like a throw. The central processing unit frequently uses this move against players. Ignis can cancel moves into other moves, even though it's not a 2002 mode combo, so he breaks the guard and then forces another move in with a cancel. This versatile move breaks bound guard and reflects projectiles. That's an extremely fast speed to knock out IU. The powerful projectile can be instantly switched to IU and thrown. It performed as impressively as Manager Q's focus on wind reflection. This is Ignis's projectile Divinero. It's called IU in Korea due to its large size. IU is a great projectile, but its high hit point often misses crouching opponents. However, the recovery time after using IU is really fast, so even if your opponent dodges it, it's not a problem. You can spam projectiles this way. Another advantage of IU is its ability to erase enemy projectiles. IU is also fast, making it hard to defend once the projectile lands. Even crazier, IU can destroy meter-consuming super projectiles. As expected, it's IU from National Power. This is IU using the C button. She fires off 2 projectiles that travel along the ground. Strong IU, like the weak version, can erase the opponent's projectiles. It doesn't reach the screen's edge, but has long range and knocks opponents back. If you're close enough, you can make this hit too, and that's the key point. The downward projectile has a low hitbox, so you must crouch to block it. The upward projectile doesn't, so you can block it standing. Strong IU can't erase the king projectile, but Strong IU has a crazy hitbox. When activated, the lower part has an unblockable hitbox. It easily ignores ground attacks and attacks on its own. Personally, I first encountered a character with invincibility on their projectile with Ignis. Void Genocide is the counter move, delivering an incredible return. The motion matches Kang IU's exactly. If you succeed with the counter, your opponent is forced into a pound and the game blows up. Usually counter moves cover only high, mid, or low, but Ignis cheats by covering both low and mid at once. It shares Kang IU's motion, so it also gains lower body invincibility when used. Chain Blade Trans Excel Slice is a move even the computer often uses for infinite combos. The game always crashes on impact, and even guarding causes huge damage. The weak version only pushes the opponent away instead of launching them into the air. So you can say that there's really no case where she uses just this move by itself. Even the Puppy Poppy next door could do an infinite combo with the strong version after a minute of practice. Even the central processing unit uses this combo. When you're using the chain, all moves can be connected with cancels. Right now, I'm just using light chain and strong chain repeatedly. IU can be connected from the chain, but can't be cancelled. This is Geun-sil Lee's anti-air move, Chain Blade, Surgical Edge Slice. The invincibility lasts so long that you can use it safely even at a slow pace. There are light and heavy versions. With the heavy version, you swing the chain again when falling. In the corner, it's a great anti-air that can start an infinite combo. If you get launched into the air against Lee Geun-sil, you're basically dead. Before the attack hitbox comes out, his whole body is invincible, so even Wong's projectile can't hit him. It really shows how overpowered this boss is. This is the special move the Central Processing Unit uses for surprise attacks Chaos Tide. It's a projectile move that doesn't reach fully at night, but has very long range. The damage is severe and can strike unexpectedly if you're not careful. I think the Indian Blade is the coolest looking projectile move in King of Fighters. The damage is good, but the reason this move is broken is because, for a projectile special move, it has invincibility for way too long. The hitbox vanishes from the screen blackout until both projectiles appear, making this a wild projectile usable as an anti-air. The projectile is large, but you can dodge it. If you use a high jump, you can even jump over it completely. Actually, just guarding is the safest option. These are the ultimate techniques, Brutal and Project. When active, it approaches at a very fast speed and makes contact. Actually, even if you don't use this, it doesn't affect performance, but it's such a cool technique that you just have to use it. It's also fun to catch enemies as they fall from the air. Actually, Brutal also has a crazy invincibility state. From the blackout until he reaches out his hand, his entire body becomes untouchable, so you can even break through the King's Wind and land a Brutal. In games other than Mugen, you won't find such awesome north and south finishing moves anywhere else. I've known for a long time that Ignis is overpowered, but breaking down each move, it feels like the Central Processing Unit is actually going easy on players because his abilities are just that strong. That's all, this has been D-Doll. If you enjoyed the video, please like, subscribe, and leave a comment.